Look, I know you think that you may need a bunch of followers or a lot of subscribers or some big audience. And look, I've made over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product doing a little over 900K. And I'm here to tell you that you don't. Now, it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just end up trying to be internet famous for no reason and keeping on being disappointed by not having your fame or your 100,000 followers or subscribers or whatever it's called. So look, I used to be the same. I used to think that I needed to have some huge audience in order to build a profitable online business that I can live off of. And I was so wrong. I was reading this huge book called Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. And this book changed my life. Now, not this whole entire book changed my life, but about 5 to 6 pages within this book changed my life, and it changed my whole perspective on how I even looked at business, and I realized that I had it all backwards. Now, in the middle of this book, there's a guy by the name of Kevin Kelly. And Kevin Kelly has this concept that is called 1,000 true fans. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says 1,000 true fans on here, right? And I'm not telling you to go and get this huge book, but the 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly, it's just an article or an essay that he wrote, and it's available for free. You can just Google 1,000 True Fans and this will pop up. And it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 pages, right? But Kevin Kelly, this concept of 1,000 True Fans, he says that you can build the business of your dreams. All that you need is 1,000 people, right? And this 1,000 True Fans concept, this is attainable. A lot of times, most people, including my former self, we think we need all these huge numbers. We think we need all these astronomical big numbers in order to be successful. When a lot of times we haven't even defined what success is for ourselves. So this 1,000 True Fans concept, if you can get 1,000 true fans, he said, to pay you $100 a year, you have your 100K business, right? Now, think about that. Can I get 1,000 people to pay me $100 a year? That is a 6-figure business, right? But here's where I took it, because the concept is 1,000, but that doesn't mean that we have to have our 1,000 true fans. We can play around with the numbers once we actually understand what the concept is. So for example, there's this guy that is one of the main YouTube channels that I actually watch and I actually consume. When I first came across this guy, he had a small YouTube channel of about 5 to 6,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. But he had turned that small YouTube channel into a business that made $30,000 a month. How did he do that? Because out of that small YouTube channel that he had 300 people paying him $100 a month. That is that $30,000 per month business. 300 people, that's not that much. And think about it. People throughout history have done great things with a small amount of people. I don't know if you've ever heard of Leonidas or the movie 300. He had 300 men. We still talk about him in the history books today and has a dope movie about him. Take your religious beliefs out of it, but there's this guy that they call Jesus for, I have no clue why they call him that, because that wasn't even his name, but his name's Yahshua, right? But think, this Yahshua guy, or who they call Jesus, he only had 12 followers, 12 disciples. Look at all the great things that he was able to do. We don't need that many people for things. So once you know the concept of the 1,000 true fans, you need to know what your actual goals are, and then you can move the numbers around accordingly to fit what it is that you actually want to do. But you don't need large numbers. You don't need a big audience. But then I took this concept of this 1,000 true fans that I read in that book or that essay from Kevin Kelly. And then I was reading this other book called Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. And in that book, he has a concept that is called famous to a few. Right? Famous to a few. And in this concept, what he calls famous to a few is if you can become quote unquote famous to 3,000 to 5,000 people. And in this book, the definition of famous to a few is if you are recognizable. If in passing, somebody would recognize you, and if they would be excited to see you in person. That's what he calls famous to a few. So I'm like, okay, if I can become famous to a few, to 3,000 to 5,000 people, and then from that famous to a few, get my 1,000 true fans, then I will be able to build an oversubscribed business, as the author in this particular book calls it, as the book is called Oversubscribed. But these are, and I'm very, very cautious on what I say is easy, right? You won't hear me say a lot of things are easy. I'll call a lot of things simple, but a lot of times people think that easy and simple are the same definition when they have two totally separate meanings. But in today's day and age, with the internet, it is easy to get in front of 3,000 to 5,000 people. It is easy to build an audience of that 1,000 true fans. Or if you move the numbers around, maybe you only need 500 true fans. Or like the example I used before, where the guy, he only needed 300 true fans. But once you actually put some numbers together and just stop moving out here aimlessly, just shooting for, you don't even know what you're shooting for, or even more importantly than the what you're shooting for, why you're shooting for it. Why do you want to have 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 subscribers or followers outside of the vanity metric of it? Because trust me, there is a lot of people that have a lot more followers and subscribers to me that are constantly in my messages and my DMs and DMing me asking how can they make money, because they have no earthly clue or idea how to monetize that. There was somebody a few years ago, I can't remember the young woman's name off the top of my head, but she had over 1 million followers. She had some type of business partnership with some company to where she had to move a certain amount of product. I think it was shirts or something like that, t-shirts. She couldn't sell 20 of them and had over 1 million followers. Do you want to be in the popularity game, or do you want to be in the business and money game? I choose business and money, and it doesn't take that many people in order to do that. All that we have to do is focus on solving a problem in the marketplace and then delivering that solution of our problem to our avatar. And that is it. And the avatar is your customer profile. Customer, this is singular, this isn't plural. Most people, they can't sell anything, or they can't make the amount of money that they want to make online because they don't know who it is that they're talking to. They haven't built the avatar profile. This is one profile, one avatar profile that you're speaking to, that you're solving their problems with your one digital product and one source of traffic. You can scale that to a high 6 and 7 figure level. But it doesn't take that many people to do that. So don't get discouraged out here by all these vanity metrics that you're seeing, or all these people that have a lot of followers or a lot of subscribers. And some of those people, I'm telling you, it's totally fake. Some people, they just go buy all that stuff just to have the vanity metric of, look, I can speak from authority now. look at how many followers I have, look at how many subscribers I have. But if you were to go and look at their metrics, if they were to show you their metrics, you'll see that all of their following is from like India or something. And there's nothing wrong with India. If anybody here happens to be from India, nothing wrong with the country. Great country, beautiful people. But that's a key sign that people bought a lot of followers. Or if you're ever paying for promotion from somebody else, ask to see their analytics and their demographics. They got a big chunk of followers from like India or somewhere. They just bought those followers, right? Just to look like they're an authority to try to sell some stuff. Versus if you actually hone in on building an avatar profile, focusing on presenting solutions to their problems, it doesn't matter how many followers you have or how many subscribers you have. What matters to them is that you are fixing their problem. They don't care how many followers that you have. They don't care how many subscribers you have. All that they care is that you have the solution to their problem. Numbers don't associate with that. If you go to the dentist because you have a toothache, do you care how many followers that the dentist has? Or do you care that the dentist can alleviate your pain of your toothache? You don't care about the followers. You don't care about the subscribers. You want your problem fixed. And that's the thing too, with our avatar, we have to hone in on the pain because it's easier to draw someone away from their pain than to lead them towards their pleasure. So if we know the pain points of our avatar and we can present those solutions to those avatars within our content, whether that be organic or paid, but people's paid content doesn't work because they haven't done any of this stuff either. They wonder why their ads don't work and stuff like that. If your organic stuff doesn't work, your ads ain't gonna work because they haven't done the work of solving problems and presenting solutions. But if you just create your content, or firstly create your product and then advertise your digital products through your content and just focus on your avatar and the problems that they're having, and then you just constantly present that solution, people don't care how many followers that you have. People don't care how many subscribers that you have. They care that you have the solution to their problem. And that is why they purchase, not because of a follower count that you have. And that's how you can have numbers like all that they have coming in online in their business. So if you're ready to make more while working less from stuff that you already know with the digital product, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join the It's Credited at the Top community for weekly coaching from myself, all of my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But don't get confused by all this BS that you see out here about how to get followers, or you need this many followers, or I have this many followers, or this is how you can get this many followers. Followers or dollars? We want to have the dollars over the followers, right? But it doesn't take that many followers in order for you to build a business. This is no side hustle stuff. Stop thinking of digital products as a side hustle. If you didn't know, this is a multi-$100 billion per year industry. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I feel like it's close to $250 billion, not million, billion. And it's projected to be $1 trillion industry within the next couple years. This is business. And with all that money floating around here, we can get a chunk of it, but we have to we have to have a plan and strategize in order to do that. We got to stop running around like a chicken with our heads cut off and just doing stuff for attention that we don't even know what to do with the attention. You mess around and you have too many followers, then you end up like Popeyes. I don't know if you remember years ago, Popeyes came out with this stuff that had people going crazy, the spicy chicken sandwich. You remember that? People were fighting in the streets over this spicy chicken sandwich. And guess what? They got too many followers, too many eyeballs. It went viral. They couldn't sustain it while they were hot. right? I don't know if you remember Popeyes, they had to pull the chicken sandwich off the menu because they ran out. Then they came back out with it like 3-4 months later when nobody cared. They lost a big market cap of the chicken sandwich industry that they could have got from Chick-fil-A if they were prepared for it. But they went and got the attention, didn't know what to do with it. You don't want that to happen to you. So with this here, just think, can you get famous to a few? And from that, can you build your 1,000 true fans? Or move the numbers around. Like I said, for you, it may be 200 true fans. It may be 100. It might be that 1,000. But this stuff works. It works for me. It works for people within the community. And even once I started to think about it, one of the number one entrepreneurs that really got me started on the movement that I'm in, the late great Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace to Nip, TMC, the marathon continues. Nip was a prime example of this. Nipsey had his 1,000 true fans. Back in the day, Nipsey dropped a mixtape called Crenshaw. He sold it for $100. He printed out 1,000 copies of it. People thought that he was crazy, but Nipsey understood he had his 1,000 true fans. He sold out that night. Everybody called him a business and marketing genius. And I'm not saying he wasn't a genius, because I honestly think the brother was. But he was tapped in with his audience. He said, y'all think I'm crazy. I know I got these 1,000 true fans. So get your, whoa, that is a powerful, look how powerful that sounded. That's when you know a book is big and intimidating. But if you can cultivate your audience, you can do powerful, powerful, powerful things and cause your own movement with a little amount of people. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to join the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here for a complete step-by-step breakdown on how I made a little over $200,000 in a single month. It's credited at the top.